Okay, one of the first things we're going to add on this part of the drawing now is the garage. The garage is attached to the right side of the house, so we're using the right vanishing point. We're going to begin by scribing a line that is the bottom of the garage. That's also even with the bottom of the right side of the house. The top of the garage is taller than the first floor, but not quite as tall as the second floor. Now we need a vertical line on the far right side to establish the far right corner of the garage. So that is now the box of the front of the garage. Let's erase our excess converging lines. The next thing we need to do is draw the garage door. That begins with a vertical line that is slightly in from the right side of the garage. And then the top of that garage door, which comes from the right vanishing point over towards the house. We're now going to show that that garage door cuts into the wall, and so we're starting from the bottom corner of the garage door, connecting it to the left vanishing point, and now the top corner of the garage door. And we're dragging it slightly in towards the left vanishing point. We connect those two perspective lines with a vertical. And now we're going to take the new top interior corner and the new bottom interior corner of that garage doorway and drag out from the right vanishing point. If you need to see this again, press pause, slide back, and re-watch. We can erase the old bottom of the wall where the garage door is now. And now we're going to create the roof that sticks out off of the garage. Okay. So to do that, I want to line the top right corner of our garage wall up with our left vanishing point and drag out away from the garage. It's a small line. I'm going to connect the end of that perspective line to the right vanishing point and drag back towards the house. This is the underside of the roof overhang. Now I show the height of the roof by drawing a vertical. I connect the top of that vertical to my right vanishing point and drag back towards the house. What we've created is a flat roof overhang for the garage. Let's create a driveway. Now my ruler's not quite long enough to line up with the vanishing point and the bottom far right side of the garage door, and so I'm sliding it out a little bit from the vanishing point to create that. Similarly, for the part of the driveway that's closer to us, I'm lining that up with the left vanishing point and drawing another converging line. Those two converging lines make the sides of my driveway. To make the sidewalk that intersects the driveway, I use the opposite vanishing point, which is the right vanishing point. Notice I have not used any vertical lines yet. And that's because those two parts, the driveway and the sidewalk, sit flat on the ground. If I make a third converging line coming out from the right vanishing point, I can now use that to show the very small thickness of the sidewalk, or kind of like a curb. In the original drawing, the driveway and sidewalk are broken into individual blocks. And so for the driveway, I'm going to use the right vanishing point, which is perpendicular to the sides of the driveway. For the sidewalk, I'm going to use the left vanishing point, which is perpendicular to the sides of the sidewalk, if I were to create those blocks. But let's make the steps. For the steps, we start with a vertical line that attaches to the front of my porch that shows the height. Now we drag a line out from the left vanishing point to show how far the stairs stick out from the house. We connect those two lines together with a diagonal. That diagonal line creates a ramp, and it shows us the angle of the stairs. Take time to erase any lines that will be covered up by the stairs. The next thing we're going to do is take a little bit of time to break that ramp into 3 equal spaces. Okay. Now this takes a little bit of practice. You'll see here that I'm going to erase my dots and redraw them because they're not quite equally spaced. So I have a dot at the bottom of my steps, a second dot, a third dot, and then a dot at the top of my steps. I now begin by making a vertical line that comes up from the bottom of my stairs and goes past the second dot. I align the second dot with the left vanishing point and drag forward until it intersects the vertical line. I'm going to repeat that process now from the second dot, drawing a vertical line, lining up the third dot with my left vanishing point and dragging forward until it intersects my vertical. Now from the third dot, I draw a vertical, line up the top of my ramp with the left vanishing point and drag forward until it intersects that vertical. I now have the left side of my stairs. After taking a moment to erase some of the excess lines so that we can see the solid side of my stairs, I'm now going to take every corner of those steps and connect them to my right vanishing point, beginning at the bottom of the stairs. And now I move up to the next corner. A corner is an intersection, or you could also think of it as where two lines cross each other. Every time that happens, whether it be a protruding area or an interior area, we need to drag that back to my right vanishing point. And I'm trying to make those lines long enough that they'll stretch across the width of my stairs. Okay. Now, if I cover the incomplete part of my stairs, it should look like a set of steps. I'm going to go over to the top side of my steps on the right and begin by deciding how wide I want those stairs to be. And now I'm going to line that up with my left vanishing point and drag a perspective line between the two converging lines. And now I make a vertical. And so we're working our way down the steps. Now I line this back up with my left vanishing point, drag to the right until I hit the next converging line. Another vertical down to the next converging line. Again, from the left vanishing point, I drag forward until I hit the next converging line, and then down until I hit the ground. We've now completed our stairs, and we can erase any of the extra converging lines.